If you think Zillow shows you everything, think again. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on Westlake and Rollingwood Hills properties that are behind the scenes and you'd never have a chance to see them without some insider information. There's a couple of things going on here. Westlake and Rollingwood Hills are some of the most prime real estate location in all of Austin. And then you couple that with off-market, secret, exclusive, private listings, and you get just unbelievable homes. I'm going to show you a few today. I'm going to take you around the neighborhood and show you what it's like to live there. And I'm going to give you the pros and cons so you can decide if it's the place for you. Let's get started. Okay, so where is this luxury bit of town? Well, first of all, we're zoomed in here on Austin. This is downtown right over here. This is Mopac and I-35, and of course our Colorado River that has multiple names depending on what part you're looking in. If you're looking in the downtown specific section, it's called Lady Bird Lake. If you're looking in the upper section here, it is called Lake Austin. So there are a few dams that separate between them, but for all the part, it's the Colorado River. As far as the Westlake and Rollingwood Hills area goes, it basically runs just west of downtown, outside the Colorado River, outside Loop 1, and over to 360. This includes most of Westlake Hills and Rollingwood. And they're just a little bit different because they're their own towns. They're their own incorporated cities. They have their own trash firemen. They have their own school district. Now, it's not their own. They share it with other people in the area, but that's called the Eanes ISD. And we'll go into more detail about that later and how good that school is. Now that you know the location here, we're going to flip on over here to this map that shows off-market properties. Now, we're gonna go into a few specifics, but first, why would anyone choose to list their property off-market? Well, there's a few reasons. Number one, privacy and discretion. Maybe you have an important high-level, high-media, high-profile job in town, and you're changing to a new job and you don't want anybody at your current job to know. Well, you can market here a little bit more secretly, or let's say a lot more secretly than on the public MLS system. You also would have control over days on market here. You're marketing out to a small portion of real estate brokers in town, but you're not on the public MLS, so no one is seeing those days on market tick up. That means your listing is not going to get stale by sitting on the market. And next, you can kind of test the market, if you will. Since those days on market aren't racking up, you can price it just a little bit higher or market it just in a little bit different way to see kind of what clicks, what's working with the community at large as far as marketing goes. You know, pricing is not an exact science. There's a lot of nuance in it, and especially when you get to more of these custom homes, it becomes more difficult to price because what's one person's treasure is completely opposite to another. When people have these luxury homes that they customize so much, sometimes they're not worth a lot to someone else. So this is an opportunity to test the price, test the marketing, test the buyer persona who's going to come across and be that person that actually makes the offer. So let's have a look. I chose some of the newer ones in the area, and these are all multi-million-dollar properties because that's what the community demands, especially when they are newer. This one here was built in 2017, listed with Moreland Properties, Cord Shiflett. It's 6,400 square feet. So these properties by and large are gonna be over 5,000 square feet and a little bit larger of a lot. Now this one is a lot larger at 1.5 acres, but generally speaking in Westlake and Rollingwood, you're going to have at least a half an acre for the most part and go up from there. So if we look at this beautiful home here, we can see how it has the multiple textures on the outside, the black framing around the windows and door frames, lots of glass. So you have that indoor, outdoor living. You have entertainment areas upstairs and downstairs, beautiful swimming pool with a spa. You have a living room outside upstairs. That's a tongue twister. And then you have another living room downstairs. So it's just the epitome of an entertainment home here. And this is also what makes that price tag go up. Look at this beautiful view from the living room of downtown Austin. That's one thing that you will find throughout Westlake Hills and Rollingwood, is that you are able to get downtown views of Austin. You're close enough to town, but yet you're tucked in all these beautiful trees and hill country. So that is one example there. And I forgot to tell you, I'm sure you might have seen it, but anyway, this one's listed at $9,500,000. Now our next example at $7,495,000. This one was built in 2023, 7,880 square feet. Now this one is a little bit lower priced because they don't have those luxuries of that downtown view. A little bit different style as well. This one is more the traditional feel with less angles like the last one and less glass, but it still does have all the black framing that's on trend now, and they bring in a lot of the natural light from outside. You're gonna find built-ins galore in all these homes, and then you're going to have a lot of interior decoration architecture-wise. So if you look at the ceiling here, you see those exposed beams, and it flows all throughout the house. And lastly, this house here is listed with Compass and Tory Wortham. Up next, we're heading over to Terrace Mountain. Last I heard, this one was listed around 14 million, 15 million. It's listed with Engel & Volker's, Catherine Scarborough. It is near the lake. This one's just under 7,000 square feet, built in 2014, right at an acre. So look at these beautiful glass partitions all throughout the back of the house. Even up at the front entry, the whole front door is glass. Now, you may not like that because, you know, that kind of takes away a little privacy. But if you have this kind of view here, you might be able to live with that. So it just depends on what you're looking for. It does have its own private gated entry there to the house. But the big standout feature is the outdoor living, the indoor-outdoor living, the view to downtown. And of course, a streamlined kitchen that has everything kind of hidden away. You don't even know where the refrigerator is because it matches the cabinetry. And that is on, that's what you'll find in a lot of luxury homes today. Everything just should blend in and not stand out. And then of course, you'll notice all the lighting fixtures are unique to each room and to each property. And look up here, you have that cool open to the outside. You can see it better here. So there's natural light just flowing in all throughout this house. And last example here, listed with Horizon Realty, Tangela Bailey, a brand new construction, again on an acre. We've got 9,500 square feet and a completely different vibe to the others that we've been looking at, because it has that traditional, more of a Texas hill country design than that modern stucco appearance. And this is the only photo there is because it's not completed still. Notice all the different roof lines there. You've got the beautiful outdoor seating. I think this one's gonna come on around 9.5 million. I'll update that later, but these are the different styles of homes you're going to find in Westlake. Again, larger lots around an acre, acre and a half. This one has a casita with it as well. You're gonna have those large square footage lots. So these are the ideas of what types of homes are out there. And then if you look at this map here, you can just see how many off-market properties there are. So if you're looking for something a little extra special and it's over 1.5 million, you need to have this insider information to get you all this access, because there are some gorgeous homes that you will never find on Zillow. Now, just to wrap up about Westlake and Rollingwood Hills pros and cons, remember they were incorporated in the 50s, so they kind of make their own rules. The very first pro of Westlake and Rollingwood Hills is just the absolute location. I showed you how close to downtown it is, yet you're tucked away. You can see here in this picture here, it is on Lake Austin, and you can see how the trees and hill country roll up on the backside, and that's what Westlake Hills and Rollingwood is known for. It's just absolutely gorgeous and so close to town. The second pro, since they were incorporated in the 50s and they're their own city, they kind of make their own rules. They have their own police department, their own fire department, trash pickup, things like that. And their taxes are lower. On average, in Westlake and Rollingwood, the taxes are about 1.75%. I'm talking property taxes. And in Austin proper, they're about 2.3%. So that doesn't happen very often in the greater Austin area where you get a lower tax rate that much, 1.75. The next pro, number 3, is the schools. Eanes ISD is an amazing school system. Look at the grades here. On texasschools.gov, they get a 94 out of 100 and a relatively small student enrollment at 7,590 kids. They have only 12.3 students per teacher on average. People pay so much more to be in this neighborhood to get into this school district as opposed to putting their kids in private schools. So this is a big pro of living in Westlake and Rollingwood Hills because it feeds into Eanes ISD naturally. And the fourth pro, you just have the luxury vibe. You have large lots with large homes and everyone keeps their place looking super nice all the time. What are the cons? Well, it's expensive. So if you don't have a bottomless checking account, sometimes it's hard to get into the neighborhood. You can get a tear down at $1.5 million. Some people are paying for just the lots at over $1 million to restart new construction. A con is also about the schools. When you get a school that good, it's super competitive. So sometimes it can be hard on the kiddos when everybody is overachieving and making the best grades and playing the best sports and being the best in band and the science fairs and things like that. So it can be a little bit tough on kids. And lastly, because you are kind of tucked away in that beautiful hill country, there's not really any public transportation, not very walkable. So it's walkable in the sense of exercise, beautiful neighborhood, beautiful streets to walk for exercise, but not to get quickly to anywhere. So if you need to go get a coffee or go out to eat or go to the store, the grocery store, you're going to have to get in your car. So that wraps it up about Westlake and Rollingwood. Lots of good things to have there, lots of good reasons to live there. And if you want to see something in person, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We're always available to help you find that perfect home that matches your lifestyle. And we also have all the access to these off-market secret properties to get you in the complete know of what's on the market and available, even though it's off-market. So you heard it here first, there's a lot of secret properties out there, and if you want to know them all, get with us. Until next time, be kind to yourself and others, and I can't wait to see you around town.